Hi guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Kieran Rai here, reporting for the News-Press News Agency. Before I get our artists and our brand new guest involved, I just want to say London isn't on a national lockdown, so hopefully very, very soon we will be out, but continue to keep wearing your mask in public, and also at the same time also hand sanitize yourself, and also respect the government guidelines. On the other side, we also, just to kind of let you guys know, if you are a journalist, please also credit News-Press News Agency and Kieran Wright and Ralph Pereira, if you decide to use for tomorrow's newspaper. Now, on the other line, we have Mariam Wafa. She is a brilliant, fantastic Afghanistan singer, very influential on social media. Mariam, good afternoon. Oh, sorry, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. Good evening to you, Kieran. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. My question to you, first of all, Mariam. Now, when I interview people, I like to know more about them and their kind of career, etc. And we'll get into that. But just want to know what's happening right now in America or Canada, wherever you are in the world, etc. How's the pandemic for you, and how are you dealing with it so far?
I do live in America and California. As we all know around the world, that the pandemic and Corona just pretty much destroyed a lot of things, and it was hard times. But fortunately, right now in California, there is no mask required. We can just go without a mask if you're 100% vaccinated. If you're not, then you wear a mask. Restaurants are slowly opening up. All of the social places are opening up. So I'm thrilled to be able to just walk out and without a mask and breathe a little bit.
Fantastic, brilliant. Now, my question to you now, Mariam, is obviously being nationality-wise, your family backgrounds are from Afghanistan. Obviously, you've got great singers across Afghanistan like Ghazal and Ayat. You've got the great people, etc., etc., etc. But my question to you is, what's your projects like at the moment? Obviously, people would love to know what kind of new stuff are you working on at the moment that people, all the kind of fans and also the media would love to know about.
I do work on a few songs, video clips. I just came back from Uzbekistan. I was there for a few months, and I made few music clips with new music videos, new trends, music trends. And I released 2 of them, which was very successful, and I'm happy. And I do have other projects that I am working on. Hopefully, I'm not gonna give up all the secrets, but I do have a few other projects with a very well-known musicians, Afghan musicians, that I'm working on, and can't wait to release those music videos. And looking forward to having concerts. I do travel to Holland in August. I do have a program there, so I can get to see my fans and my loved ones soon. So I'm looking forward to that.
Fantastic. Now, my question to you now is, the industry is getting harder. Social media has really taken forward. When it comes to, for instance, in the pandemic, not many singers could do concerts, for instance, because of social distancing, etc. So my question to you is, social media is a great part of musicians. It's a great part of influence. It can do journalism, it can do actors or whatever. How do you use social media, and what does social media mean to you?
Well, Kieran, I manage my social media myself. I did have, at times I did have help, but at this point I'm managing myself. It's hard to keep up with social media and also at the same time work and live a normal life. I love my fans, and I do as much as I can. I may not be able to post as much as I can, but I try to stay connected with them. But it is getting harder and harder. Social media, there's a lot of different channels that you have to follow. Afghans are all over the world, and there's Instagram now, there's TikTok and all that. I can't really keep up, but I do want to tell you that when I do post and connect with my fans, they're getting the real deal, and they're getting my views directly. So I try to do as much as I can and try to stay connected through my music videos, all of that. So it is a little tough.
Fantastic. Now, do you have, obviously when I was speaking to lots of Afghanistan singers before, we did a list called the 500 most influential people, which ranked nearly 1 billion views, etc. My question to you is, obviously the Afghan community, you know, they have great music, etc. But in life, we should always move on to different stuff. For instance, it could be Bollywood, it could be Hollywood, and obviously you're based in Los Angeles, so it's a great kind of platform for you, and you know, a great playground to kind of find out and explore different stuff. Do you plan to stay in the Afghan music industry for a while, or you plan to kind of search out, maybe work in the Hollywood industry, or maybe the Bollywood, or you know, are you happy where you are? Are you ambitious person where you're looking for new stuff?
I'm very ambitious. Of course, I want to just step up and just go to Hollywood. As a matter of fact, I went to India before the pandemic, and I collaborated with some Indian musicians where they played my music. I even shot a music video called Qalandar in India. I did go to Uzbekistan, shot a video there, and Tajikistan. So I do want to just step up and move on to, as a matter of fact, right now I do have great musicians in California that I'm working on a few English songs, and we're just trying to, for fun, get a band together. So I'm always open to a new, different possibilities. But obviously, with my Afghan fans and Afghan songs, I grew up in America, but I did grow up with Afghani music. I did grow up with Indian music and all of that. So I would love to start working on an Indian song first. And my plan is, after all the pandemic and everything, when inshallah gets better in India, I would travel there, and I would I am in contact with some great musicians in India. So I'm looking forward to that.
Who's your idol? You know, everyone has an idol, Mariam. You know, I have an idol in journalism. My father's also my idol. My mother's my idol, etc. My friends are, you know, my brother is. Who's your idol?
In music industry, obviously, a lot of us, 99.9%, 100% of Afghan just pretty much listen to Indian music, listen to ghazal and all of that. Jagjit Singh from India is my idol. Gogosh from Iran is my idol. Ahmad Zahir is my idol in Afghanistan. So I pretty much appreciate all the musicians. So I pick and choose. When I like a song, I listen to all musicians. I listen to everybody. So those people are my idols.
Now, every Afghan kind of community, or sorry, every music community, there's always something that we would love to collaborate with. Who's one person that you haven't collaborated with in the Afghan community, or in the Afghan kind of, you know, singing kind of community, and the musician, sorry? What's one musician that you would love to collaborate, that you would love to kind of say, that should be a good song that we should do? What's one person, could be a female, could be a male, etc.?
I've always been an individual, done my own music, and I've never had any duet song with anybody. To be honest with you, I haven't thought about it. There are a lot of our musicians that I would love to collaborate, but I haven't really given it a thought seriously. I will definitely. Next interview, I'll tell you.
Fantastic. Now, also, when it comes to projects, you know, when you're in the studio, you know, I've dealt with a lot of, you know, I've worked with lots of, you know, Bollywood singers like A.R. Rahman and Shankar Mahadevan and Udit Narayan, Hari Haran, etc., etc. You know, Alka Yagnik we did. And there's always people that, you know, in the music industry, they always say it's very hard to find good music because, you know, anybody can become a singer. Anybody can become a singer. But the fact is, you know, it's hard to find great talent, you know, good talent. We can all make a YouTube video and have a blue tick on Instagram. You can easily buy it from somewhere. But actually singing is hard, and actually getting nurtured by the right people is better. Do you think now, you know, in the generation in the 80s and 90s and the 70s, there wasn't such thing as social media then? Do you think it's easier now for young people to become famous? Because everyone's on TikTok. You know, you can become famous overnight just by making a ridiculous video that could just go viral. Do you think it's easier in these kind of generation now?
This is a great topic. This is a great question. And I am honored to answer this. I started my music career about 17, 18 years ago, where after many years of war in Afghanistan, all the legendary female talents, singers of Afghanistan just disappeared, either moved away or they were so afraid to just come back out. You know how the situation of Afghanistan during the Taliban regime was. I had passion for music, and I wanted to share my music and my talent with my people. So I worked on a CD. Back then, there was no social media, there was no Instagram, there was hardly a Facebook. So I made a CD which had about 10 songs. So I managed to find a company here so we can make copies and send it to Afghanistan, even though there was war in Afghanistan. Afghans were all around the world. So I managed to get only this CD with my picture out there. But I was lucky enough to have been accepted by Afghan people. So my CD reached Afghanistan. People in the war, I still get messages from people that 18, 19 years ago, when there was war in Afghanistan, there was only 2 radio channel, which was Bagram channel. They were playing my music. And a lot of them didn't know what I look like because they heard my voice. So I am really grateful for that. But right now, you make one music video, there's social media, you don't have to make 10 songs, you don't have to go through all of the hard work for people to actually listen to your music. It's much, much easier right now. Like I said, you make one video and you put it on YouTube and you put it on Instagram and all that, you get famous. So I think definitely it's 100% yes.
Brilliant. Obviously, as an outsider, you know, I'm a British person. You know, I interview lots of kind of celebrities like yourself. I'm very honored to talk to people like you. But sometimes, you know, when we did this list, so for instance, this list that we did, called the 500 list. The reason why I'm bringing this up again is because it made a big impact, and it showed me the kind of fans that people had, that sometimes people didn't agree. Now, I need to ask you a question, Mariam, because I asked a couple of other singers before, but they kind of just went around it and they didn't really tell me the truth, and they kept saying this and that. But in the Afghan industry, in the music industry, I got a lot of these hate. I got a lot of these horrible messages sent to me saying, you know, we're going to kill you. You know, you better put this person number 1. You better put this person number 1. I got a lot of these people from I don't know where they're from. I think they were fake accounts. I don't know what it is, but my Instagram got completely bombarded with abuse. It was abuse. It didn't come from India, but from Afghanistan. I'm not labeling Afghanistan saying it's a bad country, because I'm sure it's a lovely country in its own way. I'm sure the people are lovely. Don't get me wrong. I like to say that on national news today. I'm sure it's a lovely country, and I respect everything about the people. But there seems to be a lot of jealousy and a lot of hate, because I still sometimes get these messages saying, you know, can you F off? Can you do this? Can you do that? And then when you read about it, and when you start interviewing other singers from Afghanistan, you start to see that there's so much tension between each other. You know, there's so much tension. The one that's got nazar with someone else, one there's jealousy. You know, she's got a problem, he's got a problem, and it's like a big circus full of hate. Why is that, Mariam? I'd love to know from you, because obviously you seem like a very mature woman. Why is that happening all the time?
I question that myself. That is my question, and I have gone live to social media. I've tried to talk about it, but seems like it's not stoppable. They continue to do that. I have been doing music. I love everybody, all of them, and I am not very close to a lot of them, but I know all of them. That it's unfortunate to hear that all these singers are just fighting with each other. They want to be first. They want to be first. Listen, if you have talent, people will see it. You don't have to fight for it. I've done music for over 18 years. I've always had a day job. When I can, I just connect with my people. I invest in my own music. I don't compete with anybody. I don't think anybody's below me or above me, because I know who I am. But a lot of them, I don't want to get in trouble because of this, or I don't want them to think that Mariam is judging. I don't judge at all, but what they are doing is completely wrong. Get out there, show your talent, show your power, see what you can do, and your fans will notice that, will accept you without any fighting. And it's just unfortunate. One advice that I have for these people is that everybody has their own place, and they have their own fans.
Not to interrupt you there, darling. But it's embarrassing, though. With all due respect to you, I respect that, but it's embarrassing. You know, I understand.
I'm embarrassed as an Afghan artist. Sorry to interrupt you. I am embarrassed. Yes.
Also, you know, because I was, you know, I didn't know about the Afghan. I mean, I'm Indian. You know, I didn't know too much about Afghanistan. I knew, you know, it had a war, etc., and it was on BBC News and ITV. But when I started to interview the artists, I just felt like there was so much hate, because obviously everyone's talented. Mujda's talented, Ghazal Anaya is talented, Ariana Sai is talented, Gais, Fahad, everyone is talented. But I don't think making content by hating on each other is normal. It's not, to me, I've never seen that before. You know, Mr. A.R. Rahman would never behave like that. Kavita Krishnamurthy would never behave like that. Shruti Hassan would never. Kajal Agrawal, you know, these people wouldn't behave on hating on other women and disrespecting them, and then sending me horrible messages, and sending my editor horrible messages, and then sending someone else, and then sending bogus emails with all my editors. And I'm thinking, I don't want to be part of this. So that's one of the reasons why I thought, well, this is really embarrassing.
I've never been a part of it, Kieran, myself. I do get a lot of messages saying, hey, Mariam, why don't you get involved? And I don't want to. If I can help somebody, and I know that someone would really listen to me and take my advice, I will interfere. But if they don't, I am not going to interfere. Karen, they have done many things to me. And I'm not the type of person to just sit in front of a live TV.
What have they done to you, Mariam?
There's times that I had potential to get somewhere in my career, but I've been backstabbed without me knowing. But I'm not a nosy person. I'm not so much in social media to find out who did what, because I'm a very busy person in my daily life. Music is my love, is my passion. I'm just going to keep it at that and leave all the dirty politics aside. But then, you know, little birds here and there come and tell you this is what they did. I had a lot of opportunities to grow in my music. I had a lot of opportunities to get somewhere, shows, anything like that. But behind my back, I've heard that people have gone and say, hey, if you have Mariam do this, we're not going to be a part of it. We're not. So I'm the type of person that does not pick up the phone or just sit in front of social media and talk about that person. I just let it go, because to me, to this point, I may not have a lot of fans on my Instagram or Facebook or anything, but the ones that I do, they truly love me. I could just easily pay a lot of money and get my subscribers, a lot of subscribers or a lot of followers, but I don't. It's organic. Everything that they see on social media is organic. And if they do anything, you know what? I'll just let them do it, because I just show my talent through my music. And then
you say we, for instance, where you say they keep doing it. Now, obviously, I understand you don't want to get controversy, but sometimes in life, Mariam, sometimes in life it's better to kind of not expose people, because I'm not here to expose, but I'm here to tell the truth. I work on facts. I don't work on bullshit. I'm not here to lie. I'm not here to joke. I've been a journalist for so many years. I deal with so many politicians and MPs and presidents every day. So my time is not going to be there just to kind of make a fabrication. But when you say who are these people that you say they jeopardize your career, they backstab you? Because sometimes in life you have to speak up. So, speaking up on the right thing is important. Who are these people that jeopardize your career?
Okay. I personally, with all the respect, do not want to say the names and pinpoint, because it's only going to escalate all the drama and all of that stuff. So I need to avoid that. But obviously in the music industry, few singers that I've heard of and all of that. But to me, I know that we should, you wanna hear it, but like I said, it's just gonna cause more drama. And all I know is that they have done it. I have let the advice is that if somebody does anything behind your back or anything like that, just let it go. Let it just cool down. not to just go on social media and kind of go back and forth. It is embarrassing, Kieran. It is. I'm really embarrassed. That's why if you go on my social media, there's not a single time that I've had any argument or anything with anybody. So I wish them the best of luck. And I
think it's maybe because you're very mature though, and you're in a different generation compared to the younger singers right now. You know, you're
right.
You've been, you know what it's like in the 80s and the 70s and the 90s, etc. You know what it's like before social media. So I think that's the reason why, you've got your head screwed on. Now we're going to move on to something different. Now, vaccine. I want to know about the vaccine. Are you taking the vaccine? I think your fans would love to know. Are you taking the vaccine? But at the same time, do you also encourage your friends and your family to take the vaccine?
I have done both. I'm done with it about 2 months ago. I'm full vaccinated. Of course, I am recommending everybody, a lot of friends, a lot of, everybody to get vaccinated. But I am so saddened by what's going on in Afghanistan right now, because a lot of people are dying and the corona is getting worse. And today I've heard that even in Uzbekistan, that I was there a few months ago, they're on lockdown, 2 weeks lockdown now, because I think it's called the Indian virus is kind of spreading. So hopefully they managed to get a vaccine for the poor people of Afghanistan, so they're all vaccinated, because a lot of people are losing their loved ones. They're already losing a lot of loved ones, because of the war. They're getting killed. All the innocent people are getting killed every day. Now it's the virus. So we need to stop all of that. So I pray to God something miracle happens, that all of those people are safe.
Now, me as a journalist, I've been reporting for a long time, and I kind of see news reports, and, I always want to ask somebody, what is Afghanistan like? Seriously, besides all the propaganda media, and they say this is, they've got Taliban, they've got war, they've got crime, they've got explosion, etc. But, there must be a good side to Afghanistan that people don't know about. Like, for instance, India. People think, from all the English people here, think India's, it's a dirty country. They think it's unclean, but actually it's a beautiful country, because the media are the ones who portray it. When you read something, oh yes, India's this. All right, so then we don't go, because India. If the health minister of England said Morocco's full of cancer in the air, no one's going to go to Morocco, because the media and the people say it. What's Afghanistan like, and would you advise foreigners like me to go to Afghanistan?
Karen, it's a beautiful country. I came to this country when I was 5 years old, and I lived most of my life in America. And I was so excited when I first started my music career. I was so excited to be involved and connect with my people. So that's another way for me to just, connect with those people through my music and all of that. So when I got a chance to go to Afghanistan, there's such beautiful people, such kind-hearted people, their hospitality, their love, their passion. You're right.
Is it dangerous though for someone like me to go to Afghanistan?
Okay, so 2 years ago, I was invited by Tolo, and I went to Afghanistan, and then I went back again. I think a year later, I went back. I honestly just put on my chadar or burqa. Wow. I went out, and everybody knew that it was Mariam Wafa. They sat with me. I had ice cream. I walked around town. Everything was fine. And I think that even to this day, I think everything is fine. When something happens in Afghanistan, one incident, it's all over social media, and the media is all over it. But it's a beautiful country. You should definitely, once the virus is gone, you should definitely just go check it out, because everybody around the world just think of Afghanistan and one of the countries that, the war has been going on for over 40 years, and it's not the people of Afghanistan. It's the outsiders who makes it seem like that. So it's a whole politics that I don't want to get into it. But to answer your question, it's a beautiful country, beautiful people. You should definitely consider going there.
Now, also, I'm going to ask you something about, because obviously we were talking about Afghanistan, etc. And, now I'm very positive about Palestine and Israel. That's been happening. Yes. It's been disgusting what's happening with Israel. What Israel has been doing to the Palestine. I'd like to say this is not like an allegation, it's a fact. There are facts now. They are brutally killing children. They are brutally raping people, etc., killing them, they're kicking out their house, etc., etc. And I spoke to my friend the other day, actually. I'm not going to mention her name, but she did say to me, Kieran, this happens all the time in Afghanistan. This happens all the time. There's worse things that happen in Afghanistan, Kieran. You're worried about Palestine, Israel. It happens all the time in Afghanistan, but people don't talk about it, Kieran. What's your opinion about the Palestine and Israel? Because obviously I'll be the first to say I don't care. And I think all the journalists will say it. You know, what Israel is doing is disgusting. It's inhumane and it's immoral. You know, and they should be totally humiliated about how they're treating young people out there. And just not even young, elderly people. What's your opinion, Mariam?
Obviously, not in any book, in Quran, in any book that says that you should kill another human being, children, war, and all that. I think all of these, I don't want to get in too much into it because I really don't know a lot about it. But what I can tell, my message to these people that they call themselves Muslim, I don't think, to me, being a Muslim is not about praying 5 times a day. On the other hand, individuals or being hypocrite by harming people, womanizing, drinking, etc. I would rather have people just believe, stay true to their beliefs, whatever religion that they may have, and live by the golden rule, I think. If they only knew to respect each other with kindness, love, and dignity, regardless of their gender, religion, race, etc., I think this world will be a wonderful place for everybody to live in. But now, what's going on? It's just I can't even understand it, and it's too hard for me to understand. I can't imagine anybody just try to kill children. I can't imagine anybody just go because they want to take one person. They just go, you know, blow themselves up and kill a lot of innocent people. What kind of a people, what kind of a person are you? Especially what kind of a Muslim are you that you're doing that? So I don't know, I'm speechless. I don't know what else to say about that.
And my last couple of questions to you, Mariam. Now, your fans will obviously be watching this later on. What message can you say to your fans? But also, what can you tell people across the world? And we spoke about this before, about, you know, women hating women and artists hating Afghanistan, artists hating each other. What message can you say to your fans? But what message can you say to the artists out there who are obviously going to be watching this later? What can you tell them to, you know, find good content maybe, instead of just, you know, writing abuse about each other and disrespecting each other? And, you know, what can you do to tell people today from your mature kind of, you know, your mentality, etc.?
Well, first of all, my message is to my fan is that I love them all, and I will not ever get involved in these politics of, you know, that other singers are getting involved. My love for them is pure. My music for them is pure. I'll continue to just be there and come up with music and make their lives happy and lift their spirits. But to those who are in a fight with each other and all that, I just want to tell them that, you know what, love, peace goes long ways. You love, because I do believe that in energy, positive energy of the universe. When you're positive, you give love, you get it back. You're a positive person, positivity will come back. So if you're just being negative and pick on other people, who's the best, who is not, I think you should just let it go and make peace and love each other and just move on with life. And I'm really jealous to see other singers from different countries. India, for example, they love each other. They're always together. They encourage each other. And that's what we need to do if we really want to be a good role model for our country. That's what we need to do.
Embarrassing, to be honest. And Mariam, my last question to you, my darling, and I'll let you continue your lovely evening. Do you tell me who you are as a person. how would you describe yourself? If you had to describe yourself, obviously you're a great musician, etc. And I'm sure you've got a beautiful voice. But behind all of that, what are you like as a person day to day? How do you describe yourself? And also, what's your positives? But also, because everyone has negatives. Like me, I get grumpy in the morning. I don't know, when I'm, if I'm taking, I don't know, I like to drink. I love a beer. I love a can of, I don't know, cider or something. Regardless, what's your positives in life? But what's your negatives in life? What's your faults that you can work on?
Karen, I'm a very, very free-spirited person who sees the good in people and nature. Mm-hmm. I love life. I am a very, very positive person. I don't let negativity enter my life. I run, I hike, I rock climb, I do yoga. I'm an entrepreneur. I am a singer. I'm an editor. I'm all of that and much more. So I'm happy with who Mariam is. I stay away from the drama, and to be honest, I don't think I have a single bone in my body that is nosy and want to just cause trouble. But my negative, I think. Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of them. I get grumpy too. I love my morning coffee. I can't stand people that have bad energy or negative gossiping. Karen, I can't stand it. I can't stand anybody just gossip, talk behind people. And you know what? I think that the new generation, especially newer generation that have been born and America and all of that, you see that they don't like lies. You never hear them lie. They are who they are. And I am fortunate to have some of that in me. I just let people, I love everybody. So what else can I tell you? I cook. I'm a great cook. My negative, sometimes I just take a day off and just sit and not do anything. So I'm sure that I have a lot of negative stuff here and there, but I don't know what else to say. So yeah, I'm happy with my life right now. I'm happy who I am. So that's all I gotta say.
Brilliant. And my last question to you, and then we're going to call it a day. Any kind of new projects that you haven't talked about? What kind of secret kind of stuff that you can tell me? Are you making a new movie? Are you directing? Are you making a new album, etc., etc.? What's something that the fans would love to know? And what's something you can tell me that you haven't told anybody before?
That I haven't told anybody before. Well, I am working on a very beautiful song that I've been looking forward to for the past 2 years and hasn't finished. And just gave it a secret that Arash Waida is involved in it. And I would like to go, and there's a video that is pending right now, and I would like to go to Morocco. And there's a video that is going to be I will be shooting in Hawaii. So all of these projects, and I do have someone that is talking to me into doing a movie, actually. So I'm working on that project. So it just continues, and I do have my day job and day life. So yeah, looking forward to it. And I do have travels to go to India, like I said. So those are all the projects that I'm working on right now.
Mariam Wafa, I want to say thank you so much for your time today. And it was a pleasure talking to you. And, well done for speaking up and being so brave and, discussing about the highs and lows in life, and especially the industry that you're in. It takes a lot of courage. So congratulations for you. And, best of luck for your career and your new projects.
Thank you, Karen. I'm an honor to be your guest today. And it was a great chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Give me one sec before you go.
Okay.